Hey, Dan Cucimillo here with NorCal Sports Network with a video on the Golden State Warriors and their need to make a trade right now for Nikola Vucevic. Before we get started, let us thank our sponsor of this video. That would be Chapman Law Group. Check them out in the description. All right, everybody, if you would give this a like and subscribe, really would appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. Thanks so much in advance for that. All right, why do I say the Warriors need to go out and get Nikola Vucevic? Because if you watched the game last night between the Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers, which a lot of you didn't because you were watching Monday Night Football with the 49ers in Detroit, but I saw pieces of it, and it was an embarrassment, guys. The Warriors look like ants when they play teams with height like Cleveland has in Jared Allen and the young kid that's all of a sudden escaping my name there. Mobley, yes, the Mobley brothers, Evan Mobley. They just dominate the Warriors as they did earlier in the season. And I saw this a few nights ago when the Cleveland was on the schedule. I said the Warriors are going to get it handed to them, and they did. And they just can't compete with these teams with tall players. They can't. They anybody with length, they just really struggle with. So I will say this: I think the Warriors need to go after Nikola Vucevic before this season gets away from them. They are now playing at, what is the Warriors record after last night? Is it 500, 16 and 16, I believe, is what the Warriors are now. Is that right? Yeah, 16 and 16. They're 8-8 at home, which is crazy. So they've got to make a move, or this season is going to be over quickly because, the West is bunched up, and they're only a couple of games really out of contention because the way the season's going right now. If you looked at the Warriors in the standings, they are, like I said, 16 and 16, but they are 10th. So they're in the playoff, but they're half a game ahead of Phoenix. So, but at 16 and 16, they're only 2.5 games away from the 6th seed. So it's pretty bunched. And I think with Luka Doncic being out for maybe a month or so, Dallas may fall back as well. They're only 3.5 games behind Dallas, who's in the 5th seed, or in the 4th seed, I should say. So it's really Oklahoma City and Memphis, I think, and then everybody else kind of bunched together. But the Warriors need to go get Nikola Vucevic. If you look at, and the Bulls have said they would be interested, they would look at a trade for Vucevic. And I did put together a trade. But before I show you the trade, take a look at his numbers right now. In 31 games, well, last night, the Bulls won in overtime. He had 16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. But on the season, he's averaging 9.9 rebounds. He's playing about 32 minutes, shooting well from the field. Look at his three-point percentage, 45.5%. from 3. And again, he's getting close to 10 boards a game. And he's not even getting into foul trouble. He's only averaging about 2.5 fouls a game. And he's scoring over 20 a night. So 20.7, which is better than his career average of 17.2. So I really like the idea of Nikola Vucevic coming to the Golden State Warriors. I think he would solve a ton of problems. He could space the floor. He could shoot the 3, but he's also a threat down low. You could get him when you need a bucket. You can get it down low, which will open up things more for Steph on the outside, and they won't have to work so hard. And I really do think you could get Vucevic, and you need to act fast because other teams may go after him. And we saw the Lakers make a pretty good trade for them the other day, shipping off D'Angelo Russell and bringing in some pretty good ball players. So if the Warriors don't act fast in this new CBA, you got to make moves quickly. So let me show you this particular trade. And there's some combinations that you could do with this trade, actually. But this is just something I played with. It says this trade is successful. You could trade Peyton, Looney, because the Warriors, Vucevic makes $20 million a year. So you have to have at least $20 million go out. You could go a little over because Chicago is not in the tax penalty situation. So, but Looney would go simply, he's on a 1-year deal. Peyton's on a 1-year deal. Waters on a 1-year deal. And Santos doesn't cost that much, so with a 2-year deal. Chicago can get rid of those contracts, get them off the books, because they want to get Vucevic's numbers off the book. And then you'd give them a couple of number 2 draft picks is what they would be looking for. Now, if you could replace Waters and Santos, and you could put Pods in there, which is about a $3.5 million salary. So it's pretty close. Excuse me, slightly less salary going back to Chicago, then it would be a little under 21 million, be like 20,700,000, whatever, with Pods in there. But if you did that, you probably wouldn't have to give up 2 number 1 or 2 number 2s for Vucevic. You might only have to give up 1, because remember, Pods was a number 1 pick. So you might only have to, in that scenario, throw in 1 second-round pick. Maybe not even any, but probably would want a second in that. I don't think you have to give up any number 1s at all for Vucevic, but the Warriors should act fast and do this quickly before the season gets away. They need some bulk on this team. They need some real bulk, and they need somebody that can shoot the 3. You look at the Warriors' big men, Trace Jackson-Davis and Kevon Looney. They can't shoot from 3-point a lick. So if you add Vucevic, it just opens up the floor, and that's where the game's at. So I would implore Mike Dunleavy Jr. to go out there and get Nikola Vucevic from the Chicago Bulls. All right, everybody, tell me what you think of this. Do you think they should go after Vucevic? Anybody else the Warriors could go after? I think Vucevic would be a perfect fit, and it gives them the opportunity to move up in the Western Conference standings. Hate to get rid of Kevon Looney, but I think this might be his last year with the Warriors anyway, and they need to make that move. You tell us what you think in the comments below. We do read the comments and try to respond to them as well, as many as possible. So let us know your thoughts down below and catch us on the next video. Thanks again for watching. Have a great one.